Hey there, everyone. We're back. We're going to do the CUHOF3 today and see if we can't get some nawacore fragment upgrade pieces or or some mirsal tokens or some of the limited items that may or may not drop for us today. And I'm going to start in with this pixie armor, and if it gets to look like I'm having to heal a little too much, I'll switch out to that mayhem armor I have as a backup. We should encounter Mokhats and Khaffashes in here. I'm not sure what the distribution is. It was a whole bunch of mobs. 151 of them is what we're about to put down in this instance, according to the guide on the Planetary Partners website that some very nice person was able to put up. It's a really well put together guide by Eleni von Estla. I haven't actually met them ever. I think I've seen them chat in the game exactly one time. But I'm not a big. I haven't been on Toulan very much, and they seem to be kind of like this is or was their home. I kind of think I should have brought a bigger gun. Yeah, these look like little bats with monstrous wings. I'm not sure what they were trying to go for here. It's kind of like an imp, but not. You see what I mean with the little bat face and like what look like kind of bat ears? This will be nice because I don't get a chance to work up the Khaffash codex very often. That's why it's at a rank 11. I worked through the kill mission that I was on when the codex first came out, down in that southern volcano area that's on the bottom right of the map, and was able to work through and finish out that kill mission, and it got me like around 10 codex ranks. But they were the higher level Khafashes, the ancients and whatnot, because I just didn't know of a better spot to work the codex. And right as I was finishing, um, one of the Tolan regulars, and I forget which one it was, maybe Hallie uh, or Debug, let me know that I could have just paid a few of those Nawa fragments I'm using to get into this instance, and I could have just spawned our instance of like some low level coppers for me to work through, which was great to know. but it didn't help me at that particular instant because obviously I was had just about wrapped everything up for them when I found that out. All right, let's see what we can get here in this one. She also has, or he or she has a list. Some guns, the Mark Core Part C for both the 2 and the 3. Some carpet fragments. I don't know what a ceiling pendant lamp quad is. I'm assuming it's a piece of furniture. So it looks like Baraka gloves. The unlimited version has dropped out of there as well. This instance as well. We probably won't get anything like that. Um, but we should, because of uh, how long this instance is, 150 mobs. Each box at the end should be a global, so we'll get to hear the trumpets at least, even if we don't get, even if it's not great return. 70 to 90% is pretty common in instances. The breakdown of the loot will kind of matter on return anyway for everyone. But I don't have a great scourging skill, and these Khaffash for sure are mutants. The Mokhats are animals, and so I'm not sure how the looting skills factor into instances exactly. And so I assume it's going to be like a couple of rooms of these Khafashes, and then we'll move on, and it'll be a room of the Mokhats, if I remember right. But I would maybe recommend a little better damage per second than I'm pumping out with this BLP 25 pistol. And I could go with a rifle and get more shots in before they get to me. But I'm kind of trying to burn this out a little bit, just for the skills. You know what? You know what else we should do just for the skills? Pop one of these pills. And because I like to use those starter refill packs over the ammo packs whenever I deposit to get ammo, they come with skill pills instead of the loot pills, which I find to be a little bit better deal. If I really want a loot pill, I can just buy one for 50 pack out of the trade terminal for a half an hour. Alright, I think this is the last one for this room. And then we'll probably have to heal before we can move forward, but not a really big deal. We got a that little first aid pack from Cyrene, and I have a Regen 4 chip I like to use. I think I'm going to stick with the Regen 4 chip. I think it adds to the loot pool at the end, and I don't think they fixed the Cyrene. Uh, I'll pull it up so I know the name. I don't think they fixed the refurbished heart rank 6 adding to the loot pool problem that they initially had from it. Alright. Roll down into room number 2. See we're pretty densely packed there. And so it'll definitely take a minute or two to clear this room out. I'm pretty excited to see what this instance has to offer at the end. I've only done it one other time. And I remember having to switch to the other armor towards the end. For the boss mob, um, for certain. If not before. This is nice, like I said, because you get that global noise at the end. And that's always like a little bit of a feel good. Plus, last time, as I recall, we got a fair amount of mirsal tokens out of this one. And an item, maybe? Like a little Hilka MQ2 knife or something? If, I'm not 100% sure on that, but get a fair amount of little stuff here. And so I'm kind of curious what the options are. Which you only find out after doing it a few times. And we like the mirsal tokens anyway. They have really good markup. I mean, you can always get 800%, so 8 times value. Well, that's not quite what I was trying to do. I was trying to switch off him before he shot the first one. But once the cat's out of the bag, can't go back. Well, let's see how our codex is coming along. I haven't really been paying attention to it. 0.4% per kill. Well, there's a lot of mobs here, so we'll probably get this rank up, and it's a reasonable reward, it looks like. Not real sure what we take there. Dexterity maybe, anatomy maybe, athletics maybe. That'll be a tough call. I'm running a skill pill and they gave me a skill boost. What'd they give me? 28% for 8.5 minutes. So we'll try to make the most of that, although we'll probably have to stop and heal for a quick second. I should probably switch to that Mayhem armor, but I'm just trying to stretch um, how long that armor lasts me since one of the pieces is down under 20% value. And so I try to only pull it out when I absolutely need to use it and stick with this starter armor anytime that I can get by using it. Oh cool, I stopped at that time. I was about to have two again. Well, three, because this guy's aggroed me, and that guy's aggroed me. So that was about to be bad. I mean, it's kind of bad, but it was about to be really bad. Alright, let's heal up. Well, they tried to jump me there for a second, is what I think happened there. Well, we're at least getting pretty reasonable skill. I don't know why it would target that one over, say, that one. Where do we want that? Right over here, probably. We're not looting anything. So that puts us 50 kills in. That's going to put us about a third of the way through as far as kills go. At some point, it's going to transition to Mokhats. I don't know if they're going to be easier to kill or harder. I just don't remember where their life lies compared to these. I assume it's going to be kind of in the same zone. A little further in, maybe a little tougher. They'll give us a slightly higher maturity, extra 50 hit points or something. I definitely bring a little bit bigger gun though, but I don't really want to switch out to my laser rifle. So we'll just move through at the slightly slower rate that this pistol is going to give us. We'll take all the skills, because we are getting reasonable skills at least, especially with the skill boost going on and the skill pill. I didn't see what the Khaffash CUHOF daily is going to give us. Let's go ahead and look that up while we're pumping through a couple of these as a for the record type deal. Oh, I'm not finding it. Well, that's too bad. Moving on. All right, now we're getting into the mixed room, and it's kind of nice because most of those are kind of on the ground, although they're going to fly up high when they attack us, of course. I really like the variety of monsters in these CUHOFs that allow you to work a whole bunch of different codecs. Not all of the codecs, obviously, but a significant portion, and it happened to be the codex that I was trying to work up. And so it's been really kind of nice to get daily quests, codex rewards, and these instances kind of knocked out all in a single go, so to speak. Especially because I was also trying to upgrade my nawacore so that I can take that citizenship quest that they offer here on Toulan. We haven't actually got too far into that. We've been able to get and upgrade our nawacore 2 to the 2, which gave us access to like this Khaffash CUHOF and stuff like that. And so we got more dailies that we have access to now. They definitely densely pack these mobs. The next one, the next CUHOF has like 197 mobs, so I can only imagine how densely those ones happen to be packed. Alright, so we're going to have to clear out this area to the left, because I think the area to the right there is what leads down to the next door, and there's no point in clearing down and then coming back and then returning. That doesn't sound very efficient at all. Although I suppose I should stop and heal at this point, since I'm getting pretty far down there. But here's our heal for this room. So we're at about 78 kills between the two. That's going to put us about halfway through this one. I didn't see, so the person that wrote that guide kind of put the loots up, and I did not see a generic fuse on any of those. So despite them having Mokhats, it doesn't seem like they have that specific rare loot, or that person also has not been able to get it to drop for them like we haven't, which isn't a big deal. Uh, I don't make warp drives. The markup's good, but it's not super amazing. I was kind of excited when we got to the Mokhats, just so that it's not so up in the air and it's easier to kind of target the next one without having to pan down with the mouse each time. Oops, I didn't really mean to do that. That's alright. We'll put them down quickly. So I was noticing on that guide that person put out also, that they've had multiple pages drop, but it seemed to be more in the instance CUHOF1 and then 3, and I don't know how when it was last updated, if we're just being honest. Now it looks like 5 and 1 have both had 2 pages drop out of, and the other 3 haven't. And so I'm wondering, is that just because they get ran more, the luck of the draw type deal, or if they put a couple of pages as loot in each one, and they've only been discovered in those 2 ones, or if it's just completely random across the board. Like any activity has the smallest percent chance to generate one, or if they kind of more compartmentalized it to where this instance has a couple it'll generate over this amount of time. This instance has a couple. This activity has 3. This activity has 1. You know, that sort of deal. I kind of hope it's the latter. It'll kind of encourage people to diversify out. Otherwise, people will just run the cheapest way to possibly generate one. Just do that again and again and again. Um, Especially in a game that's known for grinding, being able to grind something out in a game known for grinding doesn't seem, it's not the same as if you were trying to grind it out in a game that's more instant gratification based, we'll say. I don't really have a good example of one. Well, we're starting to thin out this room a little bit. Both our Mokhat and our Khaffash challenges are near 70% there. So we're moving those forward a little bit. I mean, not crazy fast, but we're definitely making progress there. Time to heal up again. Well, at least we have a skill pill going. We can maybe get a little bit of bio-regenerous skill going on. Not this time though. Alright, maybe next time. Alright, let's work back out this edge, and we'll be on our merry way into the next room of death. Because we still have about almost 50 mobs to kill. So there's got to be another big room full of lots of mobs for us to take out. Hopefully these Mokhats. Tired of cranking my neck to look at those Khaffashes. I mean, I'm not physically having to crank my neck, but the avatar is. And I don't want him to hurt his neck. Because I think when we do the 4, I think the 4 is mostly Khaffashes. I haven't run it yet. Let's see if I can pull that little guide back up while we put down this last guy. Yep, here it is. Oh no, it's gonna be Mokhats and Khaffashes, and oh, it's gonna be a good mix of stuff in the next one. That'll be nice. We'll get to work on like 3 different codexes a little bit. Yeah, we're getting reasonable skill gains. That's good. We're about 110 of the 150 mobs, so we got about 40 left to go. Probably gonna be Mokhats most of the way it looks like, which we're kind of thankful for. Um, it'll help us really push up that codex. We'll be close to a codex rank, I would imagine, on another 40. If all 40 of these are Mokhats, even at 0.4%, 0.3%, that'll put us at least up in the 90% zone. So we'll be able to push that into a codex rank without too much trouble, I would imagine. The last 10% usually isn't too bad. Well, that wasn't quite what I was trying to do there. That was what we like to call a targeting mistake. Yeah, this will put us at 120 mobs down, and so the next room will have 30 plus the boss. I bet. I think it was 151 is what it said. Yeah, yeah, 151. So the next room will have 30 or 26 in a little corridor with 4 or something to that effect. Yep, and here's the next room. Kind of densely packed, looks like. I don't need to get distracted by the trade channel. Oh, criticaled me. But again, I would definitely recommend coming with a little more damage per second than I'm currently working with. Maybe when we do the 4, I'll break down and bust out that laser rifle 30 just so that it's a little faster than it otherwise would be. Otherwise, we're kind of hunkering down for the long haul, so to speak. All right, let's heal up. And we're going to finish out this room. Last 5. Again, it does take a second when you're only working with, what is this, like a 25 damage per second pistol, I think it. Let's take a look. 44. And so, obviously, the higher your damage, the faster you'll turn through everything. I guess I should probably choose to specialize in a single weapon and really push the envelope on it. But it's so hard to decide that I routinely kind of get swapped around. Where I like one for a while, and then like, for instance, I started on BLP because of the bar trick on Rocktopia, and most people don't even know what that is because it's so old. But you could buy the trade terminal rifle out of the thing on Rocktopia, which is like their newbie instance area, and then go to the bar instance and manually aim it and strafe it across three of the mobs, and you would get, for really low ammo cost, you could do 1 to 2 damage on one mob, or you could do a guaranteed 1 damage to up to 3 mobs. And so you could go through, and if you were careful with how you shot and did that instance, you could get a 5 to 10% positive returns every single cycle through. Now, obviously, they figured out that people had figured that out at some point, and then they decided that they were going to fix that. It's still pretty good for skills in the beginning, but you were basically guaranteed almost 10% returns prior to them adjusting it. But we're just going to put on our armor now. I'm not going to use the. That's what I was talking about with the thigh guards. They're under 20%, and so I try to use them as little as possible now. I'm just creating some distance. I'm going to switch to this LR25 to minimize the amount of hits this armor takes. And this is what makes the rifle nice compared to the pistol a little bit. Just the sheer amount of not getting hit because of the range, especially with slower moving mobs. And yeah, at max distance, they barely even get, like, you see, they don't even get to us. Which again is why my preference is for the rifle. But I got some pistols to burn out, and so I'm not going to complain about that in any capacity. But the rifle's more useful in this particular instance, especially once I have to switch to the. Oh, there's going to be more in this next room. I see that we're only at 147. So what, 4 in the next room? 3? 3 in a boss? Got my tinfoil hat and my cool armor. And that's a reload boosting helmet. This is the real reason I have it. It is, yeah, reload speed by 5%. And it drops my natural regeneration, but since we're healing ourselves anyway, that's less of a factor. All right, and that gives us a Mokhat challenge reward. What are we grabbing? I think we're grabbing evade, right? Yeah. And then 30 seconds for the boss. We'll see where he appears at. Probably down the way, I imagine. At the end, near the treasure door. Treasure door. I don't know what I just tried to say there. Oh, and it's the Khaffash boss. Well, alright. Let's go unlock this door to our gold treasure room chest and see what sort of loot composition these globals we're about to hit have. Alright, here's the first one. What do we get? Do 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 do. 173 tokens. That's the big win there. Oh no, we got the Harris armor. It showed up late. That's kind of cool. So they do drop some limited armor in here. I mean, it's female armor, so it's obviously not for me. And the values are kind of low. But there's the piece of armor. That's a little bit different of a drop. What do we get in this box? Ancient carpet fragment red. 144 mirsal tokens. CUHOF key pens. I think those are for making the original keys. I don't have a blueprint for that, so that doesn't help me out very much, but that's kind of neat. And what's this third one have? Another 72 mirsal tokens. So we didn't do horrible on this run. We got a piece of armor. We got a fair amount of shrapnel back. So let's see, what do we got? 150, 180 kinda. 200 plus. Yeah, I mean, we came pretty close to breaking even, I would imagine. Um, Once markup and everything's taken into account. We didn't get the nawacore extractor, sorry, the nawacore upgrade part that I was hoping for, but we did get a fair amount of tokens, and we got that piece of armor, which will be super neat. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.